3, as he went down there the next day and criticized what the president was trying to do in funding for those detention centers and for better conditions, then went down and criticized the president and lied about the issues and the concerns that were going on. So what's happening is their whole move now is to talk about being racist. That's their buzzword. That's where they're pigeonholing everybody. And we know that racism in this country creates hate. And so that's what they're trying to do. You cannot disagree with a person on the other side without being a racist, a misogynist. They've tried everything. Racism is what they're saying. You know, even Cortez called Pelosi a racist.
Yeah.
And then the day we left to come on, quote, recess, Pelosi said that they had kissed and made up, and they were in agreement. I want to know what their agreement was. You know, decriminalize the border. What's she? You know, she has lost total control, and she wanted to make sure that while she was gone on recess, that Cortez and them didn't blow her up all the time. Yeah. So she rolled over. So now, as the congressman said, you're either going to vote for Trump or AOC plus 3. That's what you're voting for, because Pelosi's lost complete control of the House. Yeah. Complete control. Back over here. Dave.
Is there any possibility the investigations will reveal the details of the Uranium One deal?
Yeah. I doubt they'll get that far. We encouraged 2 years ago. We asked for a second special counsel to begin looking into kind of things the Clintons were involved in, Clinton Foundation, everything else. Jeff Sessions would just never do it. So I doubt that Attorney General Barr's and Mr. Durham, U.S. Attorney Durham's investigation gets there. But if we can get to the bottom of what happened when they started the Trump-Russia investigation, I think that will be really good for the country. And like I said earlier, I think he'll do it. If I could just combine these two real quick too. Understand this: in spite of the mainstream press, look. I mean, think about what the president's accomplished in 2.5 years.
Yeah, right.
I mean, the president's against him. Yeah. The press is against the president. All the Democrats are against the president. Some Republicans were against the president, and yet, you know, with this taxes cut, regulations reduced, economy growing at 3%, lowest unemployment in 50 years, wage growth going like, climbing like crazy, Gorsuch and Kavanaugh on the court, out of the Iran deal, embassy in Jerusalem, hostages home for North Korea, and a bunch of other things that I can't remember. All with that against him. So I look at it, I was like, we know the press is against us. So okay, it's a big deal. They've been against us for a long time. We just got to keep praying, keep working, and defend the truth with a smile on our face. I love what the vice president says. Pence got a lot of good lines, but one of the lines he has is, "I'm a conservative and I'm not mad about it." Right? You got the truth on your side. Let's just go make a compelling argument. Stand firm. What's my favorite scripture is the old. Paul's the old guy giving advice to the young guy Timothy, 2 Timothy 4:7, right?
Yep.
And he says, "Fight the good fight, finish the course, keep the faith."
Amen.
And I love the words because they're like American words. They're not sissy words. They're fight, finish, keep.
Yeah.
Like, okay, that's our charge. We've known it for a couple hundred years. This country, every generation's had to fight, finish, keep. It's just our turn. So let's just do it, but let's do it with a smile on our face.
Yeah, and you think about it, before Trump, we all hung our hat in our ideology on President Reagan. I mean, I've got pictures in my office. He was my president when I graduated high school. He saved us from the Jimmy Carter years. Talked about morning in America again. I opened my first business in 1985 under President Reagan. Friends, President Trump's done more in 2 years than President Reagan did in 6.
That's right.
Right.
That's exactly right.
And a lot more hostile environment. President Reagan had to deal with 3 networks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Trump's got to deal with everybody.
Oh,
You got the
he
Trump
does.
network he gets to deal with, and the Fox. That's the only people telling the truth. And we're out there just trying to tell this. And because we try to tell the truth, we're called racist for supporting it. So it is important to make sure you stand the course. Yes, sir.
In the Supreme Court case, 1964, Sullivan versus the New York Times, the summary of the result of their decision was that it's okay for the media to lie as long as it's not malicious. When will our government put teeth into punish those people for putting out malicious lies that are absolutely malicious.
Yeah, it's a great, I read a lot on this. There's actually, the Congressional Research Service gives us the ability to talk about the variations on the First Amendment. It's a 38-page document that Robert actually sent to me this week. Just going through that because I was concerned because there's a lot of things, we talk about Facebook and Twitter, we talk about the hate organization. It's very easy to assemble a hate group real quickly, and clandestinely under some great name, and how do you, what's the limitations and all that. But the whole premise, there's two words that the Supreme Court looks at limiting the First Amendment speech. And it's really fighting words. Are they fighting words? And if they're fighting words, in other words, if there's words that are being used to instigate a fight, to create harm, then you're probably going to be unprotected or not protected by the First Amendment. And some would argue in today's world, isn't the way that the press is editorializing, not reporting the news, but editorializing and changing things to instigate hate. Is that not fighting words? I mean, you're asking yourself. I mean, it's very borderline. That's what you're asking. It's very borderline. And I, it's going to be interesting to see at some point in time because obviously there has to be harm created for something. I mean, you all have seen what happened since they in El Paso. The people spewing the hate are the Democrat candidates, the Castros of the world that are calling out businesses in his own district in Texas to go boycott. These are the evil people that are supporting this racist president. It's terrible what's going on, and the president has backed off. You saw the change in the New York Times, I believe it was, change in the headline because left-wing crazy people said you got to change that. He was talking about bringing unity, the very thing that they've all been criticizing him on. He said and said it in his press conferences afterwards that we've got to ratchet down the hate speech.
Amen.
That's what New York Times reported. They reported the truth,
That's right.
and the liberals wanted to change.
Yeah.
Wanted to change.
And they gave in.
Yes, ma'am.
What are you going to do about Antifa? Aren't they like a terrorist organization?
I would just say the first thing we could do is start asking Democrats when are they going to condemn the group. Because
Amen.
You saw the individual who tried to firebomb the Immigration Customs Enforcement facility in Washington State was self-proclaimed Antifa supporter. So they're gonna falsely accuse all of us call us all kinds of names, and the press always says you've got to call out these groups out there that they're falsely accusing we're associated with. How about the fact that they now start calling out the left, call out Democrats? So you're gonna condemn Antifa? That'd be the first thing I think would be helpful.
One or two more. Back here. Yes, ma'am.
I was wondering, with Google and Facebook and Twitter, I'm not for more regulation, because that really doesn't work, but how are you going to regulate them?
Yep.
Because we need to do something.
You don't want the government. You don't want the government
How do we
coming in.
do this then?
And you got to be careful because they're private companies. Why
Yep.
they're a little bit unique when you talk about attacks on your First Amendment. I think we're at the point where we just got to continue to highlight when we see obvious abuse. I mean, it happened this week in many ways with what they did to Senator McConnell. He's got these crazy people out in front of his home saying all kinds of bad things. He puts that video, tries to put that video, post it on Twitter, and they say no because the people are saying all kinds of bad things. Meanwhile, hashtag Massacre Mitch was trending on Twitter this week. So I think you got to highlight it. There are two potential remedies, but I think each are somewhat problematic. And what we really like is more free market. Where
There you go.
others can come in, other companies and startups and do things. But you can look at changing Section 230 of the Communications Act, which gives them this special status as a platform versus
Media.
like a newspaper that has editorial decisions.
In the media, there are regulations about you can't brainwash people, and there are certain things that you
But
can't do.
we
in
also have
commercials and
writers
things
in
like
papers,
that.
right? So there is an interpreter of the news, whereas a person writing in Facebook, they're writing their own words. So,
Well, no, but with Google and the algorithms, and with Facebook and their algorithms, where they put things in people's faces to make them intentionally feel depressed. I mean, there's some things in there that are really dark. That it's a big problem.
is there somebody back there? Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Glad you came, Jim. I'm a fellow wrestler.
Oh,
I'm an LSU wrestler myself.
thank you.
I was on the B squad at one time. About Section 230, I understand that both Facebook and Google received initial DARPA funding when they were set up, and that there's some non-disclosure non-disclosure type agreements that were arranged before Sergey Brin and before they got started, and something to be investigated.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah.
And the other thing is, I believe there's still a RICO lawsuit. Gary Byrne, former Secret Service agent, has launched. It's probably not your purview. I believe it'd be the Justice Department that would prosecute RICO.
Right.
I'm just curious though, I know they've dismissed one of them because of the Clinton judge.
Well, remember, the president this week has called on a greater examination of this whole kind of broad question about big tech and the impact they're potentially having, or I think having on conservatives and stifling and limiting First Amendment and free speech. So, but you're right, we can't, and this is a good thing. You don't want the legislative branch. We were talking earlier. One of the questions I get probably more than any other, sometimes I can be in an airport or wherever, people walk up to me, when is someone going to jail? And I'm like, I mean, you get a lot. Well, the good news is, Kevin and I can't put anyone in jail. All we can do is highlight the potential wrongdoing that we see and get the facts out to, the American people. You want the executive. That's why we have three branches. Three separate equal branches. That's an executive branch concern. The president is raising some of these issues with Attorney General Barr and the Justice Department, and they're beginning to look into it. That's an appropriate way to do it.
Yeah, I think the key on that is, remember, whatever we do, we want to be willing to have it done to us as well.
Right.
So when you find solutions, make sure they're for the American people, not for a party or for a movement.
Yeah.
Because that's when we get in trouble sometimes is, when we do, quote, a dreamer thing, it satisfied a particular area, but violated everything else out there. One question. One. Yes, sir, right. Yeah.
Congressman, I'm concerned a little bit about this new thing they're pushing, the red flag. I'm sickened, and I think everybody is, about the killing of the innocent people. And I'm seeing emotional responses, and yet the law that I'm reading about would not have prevented either one of those shootings. And the other thing is, if we're going to go that far to ban, start in, well, then are we going to red flag people that have butcher knives in their homes? Are we going to red flag people if they criticize the government? Who decides who is not mentally stable? I'm very concerned that that's a slippery slope, a backdoor effort
Yes.
to come in and take away our guns little by little by little. And I'm really concerned that I'm hearing some Republicans chiming in on this. And I'm really, really disturbed that it's happening, and even some Republicans are starting to acquiesce to that type of thinking. And one final thought about that. Men like Rush Limbaugh, Mark Levine, and other good men that are thinking this through think that it's a bad idea.
Amen.
And I, for one, have already sent text out, and I encourage everybody in here to do it. Get hold of your senator and let them know that Okies are going to vote against those kind of Republicans if they start sliding that stuff in.
Amen.
Congressman, if we got out here today, that question wasn't asked, I would be very disappointed. We talked, we're not voting for something like that.
I know you
And
won't.
I know that the president has put a placeholder out there talking about it. I'll let Jim close us out on this. But like many of you all, I grew up about 130 miles. You didn't grow up over there, but like many of you all that grew up in places like that, took guns to school every day. Those guns never came off a gun rack. If I had that gun sitting with me today, it's never killed a person.
Right.
It's the person behind the gun. And I will challenge you this. I'll challenge you to read this. This will be your homework for me today, then we'll let the congressman finish up here. Read the Federalist article that came out today. Has anybody read it yet today? Anybody? It just came out today. You should read it. Because it is truly, it will be an unpopular answer. Not for anybody in this room. But for the people who want to take away our guns, it will be a very unpopular, oh, there you go with God again, answer. But the whole article is so well written. It's about, if you look at the failure of the home to respect God,
Yep.
respect family values,
That's where it's at.
and ultimately respect the need for community. If you look at that track, and you look at mass violence in America, and the hate in America, it
Where's it
follows
coming
that. That's the
from?
only thing that it mirrors. It doesn't mirror but radical gains, violent gains.
That's right.
It doesn't mirror Facebook or social media of any kind. It mirrors the fact that in 1993, I believe it was, we had 7% of Americans going to church, and now it's 50%.
That's right.
It just goes right down the line. It talks about real numbers, real statistics, talking about each one of those areas. God, family, the divorce rate. It talks about community. What it does talk about is social media has allowed people to be isolated, create their own communities. And so you find people that you can wallow in your hate with, create your tipping point, if you will. So it's a great article. I challenge you to go read it because I think it is the answer. It's not a swift response like enacting some law, but I will tell you, the red flag law, I mean, all of us pretty much, I don't know if anybody voted for H.R. 8. I know there were a few Republicans. They did pass the House because the Democrats in charge. Senator McConnell said he's going to bring that up when we get back. I got to believe there's going to be some significant pushback on that in the Senate side. But with that's my response. Jim?
I'm with Kevin. I can't add to it. Can't say it any better. They make me very nervous, this whole red flag approach, and so we'll be opposing that. The problem is deeper. I see Mr. Bailey walking in here. He rushed back when I did back up the stage. I was thinking about moms and dads making sacrifices for their kids. That's what they in turn become parents, and they do the same thing for their kids, and that's what makes America this special place in so many ways. Amen. And I get asked. I used to work at my brother's wrestling camp. We just finished with this, and sometimes during the week of the camp, a kid would walk up to you and say, Coach, what was the biggest win of your career? And like I said, I've been fortunate. I wrestled in the Soviet Union. I wrestled all over the place. But without a doubt, the biggest win for me came way back when I was a 15-year-old kid, freshman in high school, and was able to win the state tournament. And I tell people I won mostly because of my dad. When I really stop and think about it, I won because I was kind of ignorant. I didn't know that freshmen weren't supposed to be state champs. I didn't know that kids from Southwest Ohio weren't supposed to beat those guys from Cleveland and Akron and Canton where wrestling was big. I didn't know that some country boy from Graham High School wasn't supposed to win. All I knew is what my dad told me. And he said, if you set goals and you work hard, good things can happen. And I was dumb enough to believe. But the point is, he was there to do what moms and dads did. Kick you in the rear when you needed it, help you when you needed it, help point you in the right direction, set goals, keep you out of trouble. That's the key. And when we get away from that, when we have policies that don't reinforce that key institution, always remember, first institution the good Lord put together wasn't the church, wasn't the state, it was moms, dads.
Right.
Amen. So Kevin is exactly right. His answer is best answer you can get why these things aren't the right way to go. And what the right answer is a little harder, but it will serve us better if we stay focused on it. So, thank you again for helping us.